Hello and welcome back to Sportycast Wrestling, and we are on episode 2 now of the Squared Circle podcast. I'm myself, Riyaz Parker. I'm hosting today, and alongside me is AF as usual. AF, how are you doing today?
I'm always good, man. Fucking pumped as hell for Elimination Chamber. So yeah, can't wait to get into this.
Yeah, we're on the way to WrestleMania, on that road, as they say, to WrestleMania. So super excited about it. The last premium live event, I think, before WrestleMania, which is pretty interesting. There's not going to be one for March, so odd, but gives them time to build stories and things like that. So that's good. And today on the podcast, making his first appearance, we have CJ. CJ, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm excited to be here. I love talking about wrestling. I wish I could do it more, so I'm very excited to do it. I'm very excited for Elimination Chamber. I will be waking up at 4 a.m. for it,
Lovely.
which not excited for, but
Yep.
it's a taste of what you guys have to deal with normally,
Yeah, I
so I won't
was.
complain too much. Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
time.
I was gonna say we usually have to wake up that time all the time to watch these things,
Yeah.
and it's tiring, really it does. But I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure it will be worth it at the end of the day. And since because you're new here, CJ, I have a couple of questions to ask you. We're gonna get through this podcast, and it's going to be a bit of a preview. I'm going to ask a bit of questions surrounding the press conference as well, which we had a couple of weeks ago, which was very interesting to say the least. It's going to be mostly WWE related, and yeah, we'll get on to some predictions that we're going to get for Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend as well. But first of all, like I said, it's a bit of an icebreaker, I guess, for the new people on the show. We're going to start with it, and I want to know, CJ, how you got into wrestling, what interests you about it, and who is your current or your past favorite wrestler that you had, or who you enjoy watching the most?
Yeah. So I've been into wrestling since I was like probably 8 years old. I think my first like kind of coming across it was on Netflix back in the day when they used to have like the best of the year specials on Netflix. And I remember watching a Randy Orton match. I can't remember who it was facing, but I remember loving it, and I just followed the product ever since. But favorite wrestler, I'll give you two. My favorite wrestler currently is Finn Balor. I've loved that man forever. When he first came into NXT, I was like, "Yep, this kid's badass. I love him," and I've just loved him ever since. I wish we had a little bit more for him as of late, but I'm loving what he's doing. So he's probably my current favorite all time, and this is a controversial one, but as an Ohioan, I love The Miz. I have always loved The Miz. When I first started watching it, The Miz was just like a dick, a little douchebag. I loved him. For some reason, he called my name. I've met him in person twice, I think.
Oh,
I love him. I don't know what it is about him, but I love that man to death.
I think it's
He's
about like the people who like put in the work, and he's been like a stalwart for
yeah,
so long, and the dependable hand that you can just rely on, and things like that. AF, what were you gonna say?
yeah. I was just gonna basically say exactly what you did now. He's a proper company man. He will do anything if it's for the betterment of WWE. And I mean, he's jobbed in so many matches, putting so many new talents over. And I mean, you
He
have
put
to.
Snoop Dogg over
He put
WrestleMania.
Snoop Dogg over. I mean, like, come on. Like the Miz is awesome. I mean, I don't even mean that as a pun. I mean that like literally he's awesome.
And I mean that WrestleMania moment that you spoke about there was amazing, because we were supposed to get a Shane match out of nowhere, which
Yeah.
made me facepalm, and all of a sudden they worked it so well. I mean, the result was actually better than what we were supposed to get, so I kind of enjoyed that personally. I was actually going to ask you, because you brought up NXT. I was going to ask you, so do you still follow NXT now, or was it just the black and gold NXT that you enjoyed?
Not as much as I did for Black and Gold NXT. I followed that religiously. But there are certain people I pay attention to when the Creeds were down there. I watched everything they did because I love them. I really followed what Tiffany Stratton did down there too because I love her. But right down there right now, currently, I really like Elia, but I don't follow it like super close. I did watch last night though, so.
Okay. So not as much as previously, because I feel like that black and gold boom that they had when
That was
Triple H
crazy.
was in charge. I mean, it was
No,
ridiculous.
that was the best wrestling I've ever seen, I think. They were
Yeah.
constantly 5-star matches. That Johnny Gargano Andrade match from Takeover Philadelphia, I believe, was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I remember watching that match. I was shook. It was insane.
Yeah, they had from like you said, from when Finn Balor debuted, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn after that, and then Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. After that was Andrade, Adam Cole. All of those matches
The
was
Undisputed Era, man. I miss
Yeah.
That
them.
was one of the
They
best
were,
eras in
yeah,
professional wrestling. Like untouchable.
for
it
sure.
was really really good. Not just the way that they were booked as well, but just like you said, the matches that they had were insane. Like 5-star matches every single pay-per-view. And arguably it started with Sasha and Bailey, right, when they were down there and they had that
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous match at Brooklyn, and it just kind of put NXT on the map, and it was amazing since then. So um, nowadays I also don't really catch it as much, but it's good to see a lot of people coming through, like you said, like Tiffany as well. It's really good to see that she's now getting on the main roster, and I'm assuming Braun will come too as well soon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He signed for SmackDown
Yeah.
last week.
did he sign officially?
Yeah.
Okay, that's lovely. That's good. That's
My
good.
guess is he's going to wrap things up in NXT by the end of
Yeah.
like around WrestleMania time, and then he'll be full-time main roster after Mania.
Yeah, that's a good shot, because I think they have the tag team titles at the moment, him and Baron Corbin. So I think when they'll drop it at Mania, and then afterwards he'll be full time on SmackDown for sure.
Yeah. Have we, like you guys mentioned Andrade, have we seen much of him since the Rumble though?
Just
he's on
like these
Raw.
vignettes they've been doing on Raw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the whole Nick Aldis, what's and Adam Pearce, Adam Pearce, yeah, the two of them, the whole thing that they have going on is quite funny.
I
They
love
banter
it.
out to each other. They
I love
they're
it.
really good. Like because throughout the years, I feel like the GM spots have been hit or miss really. Like you get these heel GMs all the time, and they want to put the guy down, the old Vince McMahon type stereotype things. But nowadays I think they're doing it quite right. Like the two of them are really good together, and they just gel with each other really well. But yeah, so Andrade is on Raw now, and Braun Breaker to SmackDown after Mania. That's a good shout as well. But I want to take us back quickly to, just before we get into predictions, I want to take us back to that WrestleMania press conference. Did you guys catch that at all?
I did.
I feel
Yeah.
like everybody caught that. Even if you don't watch WWE, you caught that.
Yeah.
It sent shockwaves throughout social media.
Okay, that's true. That's true. CJ, I want to start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from that press conference, just in general?
Heel Rock is amazing. It's amazing. I'm so glad they pivoted in this direction because it's worked out so good. I think it's everything, because the bloodline was very stale. I think it makes it a little bit more fresh just on the 2 months we have left before it starts to crumble, because I believe after Mania it will start to crumble. But I loved it. Cody Rhodes is so over. Hearing like his reaction, I thought it was perfect. I love what they did with the whole family tree thing and Seth getting involved. I loved it. I thought it was perfect. I thought they made the best out of a terrible situation they put themselves in.
Yeah.
So I thought it actually worked out really, really well for them.
Yeah, I was going to ask actually. My next question was going to be: do you think that it was planned, or do you think that they pivoted? But you said that word there, and I feel like you thought they pivoted there.
They pivoted 100%. They pivoted.
Yeah,
they saw that backlash.
They were 100% doing Rock and Roman at WrestleMania before We Want Cody happened.
And I mean, we wouldn't have been mad at that though, right? Because we want Rock versus Reigns, but I mean, they spent so many years.
I wanted it not for the title. Like,
yes, agreed.
It shouldn't.
Also, not right now.
Yeah, fully agreed. And I mean, like you said, the bloodline thing for me as well kind of jumped the shark a little bit recently. So just to have the Rock go heel and add some spice to it before Mania, so that, like you say, they can break up after Mania, it was really good. AF, your take from the press conference?
No, it was cinema. Like, for real, it was pure cinema. I loved it, and I love the fact that they uploaded that entire segment onto YouTube for people that don't have that don't pay to watch WWE. They can just access it on YouTube. to watch that full segment. I think it was like 20 minutes long or something like that. But yeah, it was crazy. And one thing I hated about the entire segment was that Roman called Cody's dad irrelevant. Like he is the one that first brought up that trash talking with uh, with his father, and then Cody just basically said that your father and your grandfather would be ashamed of what you did. He's not even like saying that his dad's irrelevant or anything like that. And then The Rock just like lost it at that point. I'm like, no, dude, you called him out first. Like Roman said his dad's irrelevant. Like Cody had every single right to say what he did right there.
Yeah, and I mean, but like the way that The Rock leaned into it, I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen it over the years where when Batista came back and things like that, where they don't really know what to do with returning talent. And for The Rock to be, first of all, be told that it's going to be him versus Roman at Mania, and then I guess be booed, and then leaning into it is kind of amazing because it's listening to what we want, first of all, and secondly, it's not having the ego to be like, no, this is what I want and this is what's going to happen. Like they listen to the fans, they listen to the reaction, and you lean into it fully. Like we have full on heel Rock, like CJ said, we have full on heel Rock.
Hollywood Rock.
It's amazing to see. For me, I love Seth Rollins. Like he looks like a byproduct in the story, and they keep trying to devalue his title, devalue everything he's done with that title specifically. But I mean, he's for me, he's not underrated, but I mean, he's just like a byproduct in this scenario. But I feel like he is like so important to everything that's happening. Like they try to, like I said, diminish his accomplishments, his title reign. But the promo that he cut on Raw after that, where he was speaking to Cody, was unreal. Like it was unbelievable. And I think that the program that they're going to have going into Mania is going to be amazing to see.
Yeah,
But
we already have like the puzzle pieces falling into place, right? Because I mean, now the last Raw that just happened, where Jimmy screwed Jay out of that title. Uh, I mean, like Jay had that one. Not that any of us thought Gunther's going to lose the title before Mania, but I mean, like in storyline wise, like it seemed like Jay had it won. Jimmy screwed him. That's just another person Cody's going to have in his corner. So at the moment, Cody, Jay, Seth, they they all have his back. Um, to go up against the bloodline, I feel like Sammy's going to work himself into that storyline somehow, just to like even the odds over there. But yeah, I got my popcorn ready, man. I can't wait.
I really hope they lean into that at WrestleMania. And it's like Roman is the bloodline comes back. They're costing Cody, but then you see like Seth and Sammy and Jay, and maybe even have Drew. I think Drew coming down there would be pretty cool too, and could be something you lean into after WrestleMania as like your Avengers to take down the bloodline. Everyone that they've wronged kind of comes together to end it.
yeah, how do we feel about The Rock turning on Roman at Mania? Is that going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
I don't think it should be a full turn. I think it should be something as when Rock loses or when Roman loses, The Rock should like either look pissed or take delay or something like that and set it up for the future. I think that would be pretty cool.
So does that mean you in that Rock Reigns match you were having Rock as the heel still?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Which
I
is
like
wild that I want to cheer for Roman Reigns, but different. Yeah.
After like since the beginning of the Shield, we haven't cheered for Roman, and now all of a sudden we want to cheer for Roman. AF, what about you? You think it's going to happen, the Rock turning on Roman?
At first I did. I thought that was going to happen, but now that everybody's speaking about it and putting it all out there, I mean, we know that they look at social media. We know that all the writers, all the creatives, they are scouting through social media every single day, and so many people have the assumption that the Rock is going to somehow screw Roman at Mania, and to be honest, I think Roman loses the match clean. Cody wins clean, and just like CJ said, I think whatever vendetta or whatever storyline is going to come out of that is going to be like a year-long build-up to WrestleMania next year, where we finally going to see Rock versus Roman. With it's going to be cinema. That entire year of build-up is going to be crazy. And on SmackDown last week, we saw everybody raise their finger up high, but The Rock did that. The Rock didn't raise a finger. Dude, that has to mean something. 100%. There's a reason why he didn't raise a finger. And somebody made a TikTok where there was a camera angle where The Rock was saying that I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't leave the Madison. Is it Madison Square Garden? Philly. Yeah, Madison Square Gardens is next year. We said he's going to make sure he doesn't leave Philly with a title. But that camera angle, he was looking at Roman. It doesn't seem like he was speaking about Cody. So that's crazy because you never know what's going to happen. And with The Rock on the board of directors as well, he has so much creative input into the storyline. So yeah, I'm just excited. Dude's in a Versace vest, rolling back the years, 20 years back.
You look goofy.
He does, but I mean, it's The Rock. He can pull anything off.
I just hope we like basically keep getting The Rock on. Well, not too often, but I hope he's involved throughout the year as well. Not just leaves and goes and does other things. He can obviously do that, but I hope he actually they build it properly, and he's kind of. I wouldn't mind him taking over as the leader of the bloodline, I suppose, or the end of WrestleMania with Solo walking out by his side and kind of leaving Roman in the ring, something like that. I think that would be really, really interesting. But before we get there, we obviously, like I said, the last stop on the way there, the last PLE before WrestleMania is Elimination Chamber Perth. I don't know why people are saying the whole thing Elimination Chamber Perth. That's weird to me. But yeah, that's this weekend. And we're going to go through a little bit of predictions for this weekend. And we'll start with the tag match between the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor, CJ's favorite, against New Catch Republic, which are they're calling themselves
Pete
now.
Dunne.
Pete Dunne is back. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. AF, since you're so excited about Pete Dunne, we'll start with you.
Dude, I'm just happy that this no holds barred wrestler or performer, entertainer, whatever you want to call it, is back. I feel like the shackles were on him so much in his Butch persona, and now he actually just gets to be his NXT self. I mean, he was such a brutal, unstoppable force over there. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see how he brings that persona now to the main roster, and he actually ends up winning some sort of title, even if it's tag titles. I don't care. It's going to be the start of a journey for him. So I'm excited for that. But I don't think that the Judgment Day loses their titles. Yeah, if they were to lose their titles, it would be at Mania. But I highly doubt they are dropping the gold anytime before Mania.
CJ, what about you?
I agree. Judgment Day are winning here. I'm very confident about this one. They're dropping their titles to R-Truth at WrestleMania, and I know it. So
speak it into existence.
So I'm really hoping they win here because I want that so badly.
R-Truth and your boy The Miz as well. Some awesome truth action. I tend to agree with you guys, but the way it's going at the moment, I'm just trying to look forward as far as I can, I guess, as to what's going to happen at Mania. And at the moment, I feel like Seth will lose his title. I feel like who else is there? Who's the one women's champion again?
Io's losing.
Io is losing.
Yeah.
I think Gunther might lose as well, and Logan is losing. Well, Gunther might not lose, but Logan will be losing. So that's already 3 title changes that we aren't looking at for, or that isn't.
Dude, Cody's winning. That's another title change.
Oh yeah, sorry, and the
that's a big one too.
Yeah, sorry, that completely slipped my mind. But yeah, so that's 4 title changes. So to have the tag titles also change at Mania might be a bit too many titles to be changing. Even though I would like all of those titles to change. I don't know if they will enjoy all those titles being changed on one night, especially with most of them being baby faces who are going over. But I do agree that this isn't time to take it off them, and I do also agree that I think Awesome Truth should win it at Mania. So yeah, I think the Judgment Day will win. I'm still really confused. Sorry to sidetrack for a quick second, but I'm really confused as to what Damian Priest is going to be doing with that. Can I get a prediction with that quickly about what do you think Damian Priest is going to be doing with that Money in the Bank briefcase?
I think if he cashes in, it'll be very close to his 1-year contract being up. I still don't think it'll be anytime soon. I think we're looking at maybe a late April, May cash in. I think it'll be post WrestleMania.
Like Backlash or something. If Backlash happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll make most sense. I don't see it happening before or at Mania. I don't think there's really a spot for it, especially if he's doing the tag match. I mean, maybe in the World Heavyweight Championship, but I don't see it.
Yeah,
I'd be really pissed if, for example, Drew wins the heavyweight championship at Mania, and Priest just like cashes in immediately afterwards, because as much as Drew is going raucous across the division on Raw, he's sort of like an anti-hero. I don't see him as a full heel right now, because he knows that he was done wrong in the past, and so many people that double crossed him before, and they all trying to be his friends now, but he's just not having any of that shit. So yeah, like I still hope that he ends up winning the title at Mania. I would just be really, really sad if Priest screws him out of it. And in all honesty, I really don't care what Priest does with that money in the bank anymore. I feel like it's the novelty has expired in a way that, like, I've seen so many people on Twitter and even on Threads saying that they don't really care what Damian Priest is going to do with his bag anymore, with his briefcase anymore. So,
but I think that's a testament to the way they've built all the stories over this past year. It's because we are interested, or they've built Cody so well. It's because Drew is now performing at an unreal level. It's because CM Punk came back. It's because all these different stories are taking place, and there's no really space for Priest to cash in on anyone really that is going to be an okay place to cash in on. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's just unfortunately the way that they've actually, the problem with booking so well is that now there's no place for someone to cash in on anybody. But I agree with CJ. I think that the only time is going to have to be after Mania, when everything else is cooled down and you don't really expect it, and it's going to have to happen then. But we were talking about Drew, so let's get on to the Elimination Chamber match for this weekend for Perth, men's Elimination Chamber match. It's Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. CJ, I'm going to start with you. Who do you have for that one?
Drew McIntyre's winning. I don't see anyone else in this match winning. It would shock me. I don't think anyone else really makes sense. I mean, Randy Orton is the only other one I could possibly see, but I still think Drew is just a much better choice.
Yeah.
Like you said, he is performing at an unreal level right now. He's honestly, in my opinion, doing the best work of his career right now. He's just a speaker of truth. Like, he says what we all say, especially in regards to the bloodline and stuff like that. And when his promos on Cody before he made his decision were amazing. He's just great, and I think he should be winning the title at Mania.
Yeah, fully agreed. And do you think, a quick side question as well, do you think that had Punk not been injured, we would have been getting Punk versus Rollins at Mania?
Oh, yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
without a doubt, that would have been the match, and I think they would have done Drew and Sammy at WrestleMania.
Yeah, good shot. AF, any differences here?
No, I agree. I think Drew's winning that match. But like, personally, I would have liked Kevin Owens to win that match, just because, like, I mean, I mentioned it on the last episode when we were previewing the Rumble, and Kevin Owens always gets the short end of the stick. Like, he's another guy. He's another company man. He'll do anything that they tell him to do, and I feel like he's lost out on so many opportunities. So yeah, I would have loved him to win this match, but yeah, I think it's all Drew.
He's got a little streak going. He's main evented WrestleMania 2 years in a row. We got to get him to that point again.
Yeah.
And I mean, he could have done it so many more times, like the story with Jericho, the story with there was another story, Sammy, I think, or someone. There was another story in there that he could have that they could have put him on at least high up the card. And like you say, he always gets the short end of the stick, unfortunately. But also with this weekend, I think most of the matches are kind of predictable, which is not really always a bad thing, but it is what it is. It's how they built these stories, and I fully agree with both of you that Drew is going to win this match. I think Logan Paul is going to do something insane, hopefully. I think he's, out of all these guys, I think he's the one that will do, him and Kevin Owens, I think, are going to probably do something insane. But let's get on to a bit of something unpredictable for this match. Is anybody doing any sort of run-ins? Are we getting AJ Styles? Are we getting Karrion Kross? Are we getting any sorts of shenanigans in this match at all? Or is it just going to be straight up Elimination Chamber, 6 men all the way through? CJ?
I don't think so. I find it hard to believe they'd fly someone to Australia just to have them run in. That's the only reason I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, Karrion Kross would make sense. Yeah, that's something I could see happening. I don't know what direction they're going with AJ. AJ has been floundering the past few months, in my opinion. It's not been great for him creatively. So hoping they can find something for him. But I think the direction we're going in is the Final Testament versus the Hurt Business at WrestleMania. It's kind of the direction it seems like we're going, which I hope so, because the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley need to be on that card, because Bobby Lashley got screwed last year not being on that card. So that's what I'm hoping for, but I don't see any intervention here.
And AF, do you think that we're going to get? What do you think is going to be the Logan Paul match for Mania? How and are we going to be building to it in this chamber match?
I feel like the seeds could be laid for Randy Orton versus Logan Paul at Mania during this chamber match, and I feel like the two of them would put on a phenomenal show at WrestleMania. So that's what I'm hoping for. Cody and Seth are going to be on the Grayson Waller effect, right?
Yeah.
So Grayson Waller is going to obviously be there. I mean, it makes sense. He's Australian. I'm wondering if he's going to try to do anything in the chamber match, because that guy tends to become quite raucous, and he's not afraid to just like get involved in any random feud. So yeah, if we're thinking about like shenanigans, I think maybe Grayson Waller, he gets involved somehow in that chamber match.
He's been working with Logan Paul too, so that would make sense.
Yeah. I was going to say that. So I feel like if he kind of screws maybe either Randy or personally, I would like to see LA Knight against Logan for the title. So maybe Grayson Waller comes and screws over LA Knight for Logan, something like that could happen as well. But are we thinking that the Grayson Waller effect, if you brought it up, do you think, are we just going for a straight kind of announcement of the tag match for night one, or what do we think that's going to entail really?
I don't know, because like there was a reel that I saw on Instagram the other day of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman actually speaking about the Grayson Waller effect and Seth and Cody going. So I don't know if that means, if they're insinuating that maybe a member or members of the bloodline will actually be there, or they're flying them over as well. So they could actually crash the Grayson Waller effect. Because I don't think that a video like that would be put out on social media if there's no like double meaning to it. So I don't think it's going to be anything about like an announcement for a tag match or anything like that. I think it's just going to carry on the bloodline storyline between Cody and Seth in his corner.
Okay, so simple stuff. CJ, do we think that Heyman's going to be there? Maybe just Heyman, or are we just going for a straight up talk show between the three guys?
I have no idea. This caught me off guard on Monday when they announced this, but I'm glad they're doing it. Number one, Grayson Waller's pop is going to be massive, and I love Grayson Waller, so I'm very excited for him. He deserves it. But I have no idea what's going to go on here. I feel like we might get a match out of this segment in a weird way. I think it's going to start off kind of continuing the Cody Seth story, which has been phenomenal that they've been telling. leading to that match at WrestleMania, the tag match that we're all thinking we're getting. But it wouldn't shock me if Austin Theory and Grayson Waller start talking or whatever, and it leads into a tag match. And obviously Seth's not cleared yet, as far as we know.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's where you get Bronson Reed in. He'd get a big pop. He'd be a babyface there. I think that could be fun too.
Oh, I like that. I was actually sad that he lost his match and wasn't in the chamber, because I thought that would have been a really good moment for him to be in the chamber, especially in Australia. But I kind of get it, because that Elimination Chamber card is, or people in the match is stacked. Like, there's everyone in there deserves to be in there, I suppose. It's not like other times where there's random people in there that kind of are filler, I suppose. So it's unfortunate, but I love that idea. Bronson coming out and doing something would be amazing. But yeah, let's move on to the next Elimination Chamber match. The third match of 4, I suppose, on this card. And I feel like I'm not really going to order, but I'm leaving, I think, what I think will be the main event for last. So let's go with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. AF, I'll start with you. Who's winning and why?
Becky Lynch. I'm not even going to discuss that. I mean, Becky's winning that. She's going to WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley, and she is winning the title.
She is winning the title. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna differ with you on that one, but I agree with you that I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna say I agree with you that Becky's winning, but I'm gonna not agree that she's gonna win the title. I like the fact that Raquel's back as well. This is between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, Liv Morgan also has a kind of reason to win it, because she Rhea betrayed her, obviously, in their tag team way back when. Bianca also could win it as well, but I think Becky.
Bianca's versing Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. So
see, I don't think so. I don't think they're doing that yet. I think they're gonna save that.
Okay, CJ, your quick prediction, and who do you think? I want to know now, because I'm interested. Who Bianca is going to actually face at WrestleMania as well?
So it plays into this match. I think Becky's winning. If not Becky, it'll be Liv, which I'm 95% sure it'll be Becky Lynch. The man versus mommy. How can you pass on that? But I also think Rhea Ripley's going to retain at Mania. I don't see Becky going over. But in terms of Bianca Belair, I think she's going to eliminate 2 or 3 people in this match, but then I think she's going to get eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. They've been leaning into Bianca versus Tiffany, and I think that could be a great program for them at WrestleMania. It gets Tiffany Stratton on the card, but she's been phenomenal. She should be on the WrestleMania card. And Bianca Belair is Miss WrestleMania. I mean, her matches at WrestleMania the past 3 years have just been great. So undefeated at WrestleMania. I kind of hope they turn her streak into like an Undertaker level streak where Bianca Belair just doesn't lose at WrestleMania. And that's the only reason I don't think they're doing Jade. Because also, how do you book that match at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill? Who wins? You have to get a winner out of that. And I don't see a scenario where either side wins.
But I mean, if you want Bianca to keep a streak, that's the only place that you can actually have that match. So I highly doubt Triple H would be like, okay, Bianca, you have to take the L over here. They probably paid a truckload of money to get Jade Cargill to sign at WWE. So if she's at WrestleMania against Bianca Belair, then 100% she gets the dub.
Yeah, that's why I think he's right. That's why I think the Tiffany Stratton thing makes the most sense, because like he says, I mean, who's going to win? Neither of them can lose.
Yeah.
Because I really, really want Bianca also to get that streak going, to be like the female Undertaker in a way where she just keeps winning and winning at Mania.
That would be insane.
And I mean, it just makes me miss Sasha, to be honest, because I'm a Sasha lover.
Don't make me sad. Don't make me sad.
That match those two had in Tampa was insanity. That's one of my favorite matches ever.
Yeah, so fully agreed. And yeah, so I think that's. I mean, Liv, we could see Liv doing it, but I think Becky as well. And it's great that we have a difference when it comes to who thinks or who we think is going to win at Mania between Becky and Rhea. So that's going to be great. But the main event, well, what I think is going to be the main event of the night, it's going to be Rhea Ripley against Nia Jax for the Women's Championship and Women's World Championship, I suppose. So let's get that right. CJ, who is winning here, and why is it Rhea Ripley?
I will shave my head if Nia Jax wins this match. Like, there is no world in which Rhea Ripley loses here. There's no world. She's taking that title to WrestleMania. It's in Australia. If you needed
Yeah.
any more confidence that Rhea Ripley's winning this match, that's all you need. Rhea Ripley's going to win at WrestleMania, and I actually think she's going to hold on to that title till next year's WrestleMania. And I really hope they do Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley at next year's WrestleMania, because that is a main event.
I
How
like.
long
I,
does she
I,
have
I
the
like.
title currently?
I
What'd
think
you
since
say?
last WrestleMania.
Yeah,
long does
she's
she
had it for
have?
about a year.
Okay.
I think she beat. Did she beat Charlotte last year at WrestleMania for the
Yeah,
title?
Yeah.
which is also a phenomenal match. That was
Yeah,
crazy
that
too.
was crazy. They just pitched up and decided to beat the shit out of each other
Yeah.
and have a crazy match. But yeah, I mean, if this was a couple of years ago, and we had this match, then we would probably be a little bit skeptical because they love making people lose in their hometown for some reason. But yeah, Rhea is definitely winning this match for me as well. AF, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, there's no way that Nia Jax is winning this match. Yes, her injuring work has improved a lot since she's returned. She's not injuring people every week, so that's a plus. But yeah, there's no way that Rhea Ripley is that Elimination Chamber is in Perth, Australia, and she loses the title. Absolutely not a chance.
Yeah, fully agreed there. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a bit predictable, but it's going to be a great card nonetheless. And I also, CJ, I love the booking of keeping the title until next WrestleMania, and then having Bianca kind of beat her. Then that would be amazing as well. I kind of fear what will happen when the whole Judgment Day breakup thing happens, which is inevitable, I think.
Yeah.
But she's a star nonetheless, so she can carry herself, I think.
Yeah, she's made the Judgment Day. And as
True.
of late, they haven't even really been doing that much with Rhea and the Judgment Day. I mean, they're
Yeah.
still together, but they haven't been on like TV together. She hasn't really factored in this R-Truth thing. She's kind of been off doing her own thing. So I think she'll be fine when the breakup happens. She's still insanely over. She'll be just okay.
Yeah.
Just
And
speaking about the Judgment Day, real quick before we move on. So I read that there was supposed to be an event at WrestleMania that was supposed to start at Royal Rumble between Brock Lesnar and Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, yeah.
So it was supposed to be that Dom, he's the guy that would have eliminated Brock. Brock would have gotten pissed, and that would have been the start of the road to WrestleMania. And
I think it was
that's
supposed
quite
to happen in
interesting.
Perth. I think that match was supposed to happen in Perth. I think before all the allegations and stuff went down, it was supposed to be
Yeah.
Lesnar versus Gunther at Mania. But then they just removed Brock Lesnar from the picture completely, which I completely agree with. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was
100%.
weirdly enough supposed to be Dominic Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar, and that's a choice.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. But I guess that just shows how well kind of Dom's done as well in the last couple of years since he turned on his father. And I mean, it's a big shadow, even though he's a little man. It's a big shadow, and he's done really well to kind of get out from that and be his own person. And I mean, they boo him left, right, and center now. You can't even get a word in anyway.
His heat
Um,
is insane.
Yeah, it's really great to see. Okay, last question that I want to ask, since we just brought Gunther up quickly. The last question I want to ask is, what do you think Gunther's WrestleMania match is going to be? Because at the moment, I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. I thought it was going to be Jay, but then now we're getting obviously the Usos together at Mania. So TJ, what's your thoughts? Because you seem to have a really good booking head on your shoulders. I want to know what you think Gunther's match at Mania is going to be.
So after everything went down and we knew it wasn't going to be Brock anymore, I assumed it would be Braun. But then Braun just signed to SmackDown and Gunther's on Raw. So
Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe Sammy. I think Sammy could be really fun.
I was just about to say that now. That's the only legitimate opponent that I can think of that's left for Gunther right now. And I feel like that can be Sammy's WrestleMania moment. I mean,
I think that could
he's
be
been,
an absolute banger of a match too.
yeah.
Fully agreed. That's actually a great bet. I didn't even think of that. and then they're doing so well with putting Sammy as the ultimate underdog again, like he used to be in NXT, where he used to lose, and like sometimes people lose a lot and it hurts them. Where with Sammy, when he loses, you kind of root for him even more for some reason. It's like it's unbelievable, just his facials, the way he works. It's amazing. So I think that's a great WrestleMania match for Gunther. But then I'd have Sammy win though, unfortunately. Gunther's reign has been amazing so far, but I think I'd have Sammy go over in that one. But thanks
He
for
needs to
joining
go
me,
for the big title now.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
feel
time
like
for Gunther to move up
ready.
to bigger and better things. Yeah.
I think that Gunther Cody feud is going to be great when we get it as well.
That's going to be perfect. Cody has been Gunther's kryptonite so far too. Like, because no one's been able to beat Gunther on the main roster except Cody, who has eliminated him 2 Royal Rumbles. I really would love it if they leaned into that story.
Yeah, agreed. I actually thought that they were going to start off with the 2 of them again this year with Gunther and Cody in the Rumble, and they make them go again all the way through. But we got the Usos, which was still good at the end of the day. But it was weird that they didn't eliminate each other, or they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of wasn't leaning into a bit more. But yeah, thanks guys so much for joining me on this episode 2 of the Sportycast Wrestling Squared Circle podcast. And if you guys have any predictions that you want to give us, or any wrestling takes that you want to tell us, make sure you comment below. AF, where can we find you on socials just before we go?
I am at AF Parker 642 on all social media platforms.
And CJ?
You can find me anywhere, CJDar_, and also on the Phantom Academy podcast. Check it out. I talk wrestling on there from time to time. We'll be talking a lot more on the road to WrestleMania for sure.
Lovely stuff. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today. It's been really, really great. And enjoy the Elimination Chamber Perth this weekend. We'll see you guys next time for maybe a bit of a stop before WrestleMania, but we'll see you guys next month. Enjoy this weekend. See you guys.